Hello Hodjo. So today we're going to be moving on to the unit of parts of a circle, and we'll be using these different keywords that we have at the bottom to be able to label these parts of a circle. It's really useful in real life application for pies, for footballs and other stuff like that. Okay, so the key terms that we're going to be going through today is circumference, diameter, radius, segment, sector and chord. Don't be too confused by these different keywords because we'll be going through all of it in the next slide. Okay, so now we have the circle, we have many different lines on it, and I'll be using the keywords from the previous slide to label these different lines and these different areas within the circle. So first things first, I'm going to go through the radius. The radius is the line formed from the center of the circle to any part on the arc, also known as the outer part of the circle. So the center of the circle to touching the line on the outside of the circle. This line formed between these 2 points is known as the radius. I'm going to label that the radius. Okay, the second most important line you will need to know for any future lessons regarding circles will be the diameter. The diameter is the point from the outer circle through the center of the circle onto the other side of the circle. It must be in a straight line. So I'm going to draw that on here. This is known as diameter. It's essential for you to know that the diameter is equivalent to 2 lengths of the radius. So it's twice the size of the radius. So next I'm going to go through chord. Chord is a line formed between any 2 points on the outer side of the circle. So I'm just going to highlight here the 2 points on the outside of the circle. The first point there and the second point there. The line formed between these 2 points is known as the chord. So I'm just going to label that chord. Okay, next we have a line at the bottom which is touching the circle once at one point. It is touching the circle at this point here. Any line which touches the circle at one point, any straight line that touches the circle at one point will be known as the tangent. So this is known as the tangent. Okay. So the perimeter of the circle is also known as the circumference. It's the total distance all the way around the circle. So this distance all the way around the circle is known as the circumference. So I'm just going to label that circumference. Okay, we have a few slots left to fill in, and these will be the areas that we need to know and one more line. So a section of the length around the circle, I'm going to highlight it here, between these 2 points here, it's a section of the circumference. This is known as the arc. So I'm just going to label that arc. The area enclosed by 2 radii plural for radius, is known as the sector. So I'm just going to highlight this here for you. The area enclosed by the 2 radii and the arc, the section of the circumference, is known as the sector. So I'm just going to label that sector. And finally, the segment is known as the area formed between an arc and a chord. An arc and a chord. So the area between the arc, so this arc here, and this chord here, this area here is known as the segment. Yeah. I like to think of it as a slice of orange, sort of a segment of the orange. Yeah. Okay. Now, I did say in the previous slide that it's essential for you to know that the diameter is equivalent to 2 lengths of the radius. So it's twice the size of the radius. So if you can pause the video here and have a go at writing down what the diameter is. Okay, if you've had a go at writing what the size of the diameter is, like I said, it is twice the size of the radius. The radius is 6 centimeters. Just over here, 6 centimeters. So the diameter is going to be double that. So it will be 12 centimeters. Again, if you can pause the video, I'll give you a few seconds to have a go at writing down what the diameter of this circle is. Okay, the radius is 12 centimeters, and we know that the diameter is twice the size of the radius. It's equivalent to twice the length of the radius. This diameter is going to be 24 centimeters. Okay, now we have come along to the activity. On the left hand side over here, you should see there are different statements just over here. The different statements which we need to match with the keywords and the different circles. All these different circles here. So pause the video, have a go on a piece of paper of writing down the statement. Alongside it, write down the keyword which links to it, and then draw the circle next to that as well. Once you have completed that, take a photo and upload it onto Class Charts. Good luck.